Okay, hello everyone. I'm very glad to welcome all of you on our Modern Leader course. And today we have class number 1 about contemporary research on the leadership and who is the modern leader. So we will try to answer this question today. Okay, so this is a course website. If you visit, you may learn more information about this course and why someone should attend or take this course. Because only a modern leader can effectively manage a modern team in the age of digital revolution and, of course, AI revolution as well. So it's not enough to be just a manager. It's not enough to be just a, I know, good professional and an expert in your main domain, but you also should be a very good leader to lead the team, to lead your department, and that's why it's worth taking this course. Let me tell you about myself. My name is Mike Pritula, and I started my job at Alpha Bank. I was trainer and recruiter, so I hired employees and I trained them to be POS, point of sales agent. Then I worked for the biggest European TV channel, which is STB. We had over 2,500 employees there. I was the HR director. I worked there for almost 5 years. Then I joined Wargaming and was HR business partner, and I helped different business leaders to grow, to be better leaders. And then I joined Preply. I built the HR system from scratch and also helped leaders to grow. Ideals the same, built HR systems from them scratch and help leaders to grow. And then I consulted People Force to build the best possible HR platform with all features. Now I have my Python Academy and we have over 100 courses there. In my work, I usually rely on best practices, and today we will see how we learn from these companies to better understand the role of the leader. This course, as all of our courses, has its homeworks or home assignments that you should accomplish, and this will lead you to obtain our diploma. So don't skip these home assignments, do it, and also it's good for your practice, right? So please spend time for homework. We show our diploma online on the very good platform, and you may add this diploma to your LinkedIn profile, or you may download it in PDF version. Course program consists of 6 classes, very well packed. Today we are talking about the leadership role. Then on class number 2, we will be talking about how to use different leadership styles to manage different employees. So it's going to be about situational leadership. Number 3, leadership to motivate employees. So we will be talking how to motivate your employees from goal setting to feedback. Then we will, on class number 4, we will be talking about how to inspire your team to achieve excellence. Class number 5, how to develop and coach employees. And class number 6, how to restore order in the team and improve discipline, but not being a policeman, but rather showing good example and working with different difficult skills and issues. Today we will be talking about Gallup and Google research on modern leadership, how leadership is related to emotions, and we will cover this emotion topic. Why it is important to be a leader, what is the essence of leadership, and what kind of leadership generation that Zoomers needs. So let's start. Gallup and Google research on modern leadership. This company, they did a lot to discover what's to be a good leader and how, which kind of competencies and talents could lead you to be a good leader and what should you improve in yourself. So let's start from Google. And at Google, they had this Google Oxygen project which helped the company to understand the leadership profile. They started in 2008. They were wondering what it takes to be a good leader, and actually, did they need leaders at all? Because Google at that time was very, and actually they are the same right now, but at that time they also were was very innovative company with all this genius inside, genius developers. And the idea was actually to question if they really need leaders and managers, because they were building a flat structure from the very beginning. They were building the company with people who act as owners. And they tried to understand, should they actually remove this leadership position and to build absolutely flat company like this, some companies that were built in the same structure at the same time, like this holacracy. And they started the project to learn all current managers, to discover them, to understand them, and to see if a character of a manager has some influence on the team performance. So they did a quite huge research. They did regression analysis to understand the connection between competencies of leaders and their team achievements. And they realized that actually they do need leaders. Leaders, if they are good, they lead their teams to higher success. And they uncovered 8 competencies. Later, after 10 years, they decided to do this exercise again and to run the similar project. And again, they came to conclusion that they need leaders. And they added even 2 more competencies because company became bigger, and 2 other competencies were needed to be good leader there. Now, good leader in the Google company is a leader that have these 10 competencies. Is a good coach, empowers team and does not micromanage, creates an inclusive team environment showing concern for success and well-being, is productive and result-oriented, is a good communicator, listens and shares information, supports career development and discusses performance, has a clear vision and strategy for the team, has key technical skills to help advise the team, collaborates across the whole company for them at Google, and is a strong decision maker. So all these competencies now the platform for development, their managers and leaders. That's what they look for when they hire people, and that's what they develop and actually assess for leaders. They have their annual evaluation of all leaders. They use special questionnaire. This questionnaire is available with this link, so I highly recommend you to run this kind of questionnaire in your company. So you may just click this button. Let me show you how it looks. And then you just create the copy, right? So let's continue. And it was Google, right? But Google is not just one company who is thinking about leadership. Also, there is a Gallup company, one of the biggest consulting company in the world. They have 40 years of research about leadership. They they studied 2.5 million teams in almost 200 countries with 27 million employees. And what was their conclusion? Only 1 out of 10 is a manager. Again, only 1 out of 10. There is a reason for that. True managerial talent is rare. Gallup research shows that only 1 in 10 have a natural, God-given talent for managing a team of people. And a manager with little talent for the job will solve workplace problems through manipulation and unhelpful office politics. So it's very important to be a good manager and to have right talents. 2 out of 10 also could be good managers with the help of training. Gallup's research also found that another 2 in 10 people have some characteristics of functioning managerial talent and can perform at a high level if their company coaches and support them. So totally we have 3 out of 10 could be good leaders. Then, talent is the most powerful predictor of performance. Companies that hire managers based on talent are achieving 48% growth in profits, 22% increase in productivity, 30% increase in employee engagement, 17% increase in customer engagement, and 19% reduction in employee turnover. Managers have the greatest influence on engagement. Engagement is something that all companies are looking for because they need their employee to work at the highest possible level. 1 in 2 employees left their jobs to leave their manager at some point in their careers, right? So a lot of people are leaving the company because of bad managers. So it's really good. It's really important to be a good manager and to be a good leader just to lead the team. Managers have the greatest influence on engagement. Supervisor engagement has a direct impact on employee engagement. Employees supervised by highly engaged managers are 59% more likely to be engaged than employees supervised by actively unengaged managers. Again, this is a Google research. What else? Google uncovered that there are 5 talents to be a good leader. They call it motivator talent, assertiveness, accountability, relationship, and decision making. And they have description for high talent managers and limited talent managers. Let's compare. Let's start from motivator. High talented managers, they challenge themselves and their teams to continually improve and deliver distinguished performance. And limited talent managers, they lack excitement about and expectations for outcomes and allow team performance to stagnate. Assertiveness. They overcome challenges, adversities, and resistance. And limited talent managers, they struggle to create change or drive performance improvement. Accountability. They ultimately assume responsibility for their team's success and create the structure and process to help their teams deliver on expectations. And limited talent managers, they fail to organize the workflow of teams, making it more difficult to meet performance expectations. Relationships. They build a positive, engaging work environment where the teams create strong relationships with one another and with clients. And limited talent managers, they suffer from the dysfunction of teams that lack cohesion and disengage employees and clients alike. And decision making, they solve the many complex issues and problems inherent to the role by thinking ahead, planning for contingencies, balancing competing interests, and taking an analytical approach. And limited talent managers, they seek that convenient solution over the best solution, not taking into account all of the pertinent information and all complexities. Actually, if we look on all these talent dimensions, we will find similarities with Google research, right? Because Google has their similar competencies. So if you don't have these talents, then you have to focus on showing the behavior like you have this. There is a good expression for startup companies: fake it until you make it. So you have to fake this talent until this talent will become your competency. And this is a way how to be a good manager. Actually, talking about talents, we should dive deeper and better understand what it means to have these talents and how to assess if you have these talents. So I would want to tell some Don Clifton quotation to you, and just to remind you what are talents. There is no more effective way to inspire people than to see each person in terms of their strengths. Don Clifton is the author of Strengths Psychology, and he is a positive psychologist, and he's inventor of the Clifton Strengths tool, which is part of Gallup. Also, he's saying that people can get so much more out if they spend effort on developing their greatest talents than when they spend comparable effort fixing their weaknesses. Strengths from talent. Strengths are the result of maximizing talents. In particular, strengths are mastery, which is achieved when the strongest talents are perfected in practice and combined with acquired skills and knowledge. So if you want to be a great leader, you have to uncover your talents and develop them, so make it your strengths. And then you will become a great leader. People who just know their talents, 6 times more likely to be engaged at work, 3 times more likely to have an excellent quality of life, 8% more productive at work, and 6 times more likely to do what they do best at work. And actually, if we ask people if they know at least one of their talent, if in fact not even 1 in 3 people can confidently answer this question. So people usually don't know their talents. I assume that you may be among these people and you may don't know your talents. What we call talents. These are recurrent patterns of thinking, decisions, actions, and feelings that satisfy 5 basic criteria. You feel natural in using and developing your abilities. You gain positive energy by utilizing your strengths. Others perceive this as your strengths too. It goes hand in hand with your values and understanding of strengths. It fulfills your inner needs. What kind of talents are there? Actually, Clifton is not just one author of talent system. Also, there is a VIA Institute on Character, which is quite similar to what Don Clifton has. And also there is a hi-fi test, talent test, that is based on these 2 talent tests as well. So how it feels if you work in area of your talents. You think, I can't wait to get started. This is fun. I could do this forever. It's my calling. It's perfect for me. Just try to stop me. Time flies. You feel powerful, passionate, euphoric, enthusiastic, natural, aesthetic, smooth, and confident. And you want to find a way to do more, learn more about it, find role models and people you can learn from, and look up people who are really good at it. And it takes less time to complete a task if you are working with your strengths. You enjoy doing exercises that are within your strengths. You don't think twice about doing exercises that use your strengths, and you find it easy to complete tasks using your strengths. So it's good to build your leadership around your strengths and talents rather than trying to fix lack of some talents. So it's good to know your talents and then to build leadership around them. When you are in your zone of weaknesses, so you don't have talents in this area, you think, I hate having to do this. Is it ever going to end? It takes forever. Thanks God it's almost over. Can I skip it? You feel frustrated, fragmented, broken, disjointed, disconnected, awkward, desperate, despairing, bored, distracted. And you what? You want. Avoid having to do it again. Let someone else to do it. Stick it in the corner of my desk and ignore it. Do something else instead. And it takes longer to complete tasks when you are not using your strengths. You think twice about completing tasks that you are not in your area of strengths. It is difficult or frustrating for you to complete tasks that are not in your area of strengths, and you don't like doing tasks that don't use your strengths. So, probably you are here on this course because some activities you as a manager or as a leader is described here. So they don't energize you, you don't like them, it's hard for you, and you feel all these emotions. That's why, because you have no talents for this. And it doesn't mean you can't be a good leader. It means that you need to find those talents that will energize you and help you think, feel, and want like this. And then rely your leadership style around your talents. Try to find those activities that will make you great leader to your team and lead your team to the success. That's why I recommend you to pass the test and understand your talents and then connect your talents with your leadership style and with your leadership activities. Okay, so where to test these talents? There are several tests, I highly recommend to take Strengths Finder test. It costs $20 for basic version and $50 for the full version. This one I recommend. There are another with a free version VM and another one again with a free version Hi-Fi test. So if you don't have a budget, you may take one of these two, but if you do have budget, I recommend you to take this test to better understand your talents. Then what? How leadership is related to emotion. You will be surprised how leadership has a lot in common with emotions. Actually, great leaders, they inspire people through emotions. By emotions, we mean social intelligence or empathy. It's about understanding others, wanting to understand them, understanding what they care about, listening to them with intention of understanding. Let me show you what does it mean to listen to other people and also using emotions. So I'm going to share my screen. This is it. And let me check if sound, yes, sound is turning on. So let's watch this video.
First there was PlayStation, aka PS1. Then there's PS2, PS3, and now PS4. And that makes sense. You'd think after Xbox, there'd be Xbox 2. But no. Next came Xbox 360. And now, after 360, comes Xbox One.
So at the moment there is no emotions, but let's watch how it will be continued.
Why one? Maybe that's how many seconds of thought they put into naming it.
Can you get the butter, please?
You know, however, with the Xbox One, I can control my entire entertainment system using voice commands. Up until now, I've had to use Leonard.
Then get the other one. Pass the butter.
Hang on. I don't feel like you're taking this dilemma seriously.
Fine, Sheldon. You have my undivided attention.
Let's compare.
Now, the PS4 is more angular and sleek looking.
No way!
It's true. But the larger size of the Xbox One may keep it from overheating.
Well, you wouldn't want your gaming system to overheat.
No, see, well, you absolutely would not. And furthermore, the Xbox One now comes with a Kinect included.
Included?
Yes. Not sold separately. Although the PS4 uses cool new GDDR5 RAM, while the Xbox One is still using the conventional DDR3 memory.
Why would they still be using DDR3? Are they nuts?
See, that's what I thought. But then they go and throw in an ES RAM buffer.
Oh, wait a second. Who's they?
The Xbox.
You're kidding!
No, I am not. And this ES RAM buffer should totally bridge the 100 gigabit per second bandwidth gap between the two RAM types.
This is a nightmare. How will you ever make a decision?
See, I don't know. What should I do?
Please pass the butter!
Yeah. Good comedy. Actually, firstly, we saw the demonstration of behavior like a standard manager, right? And then we saw the behavior of real leader. So emotions, they play a very important role in the leadership. We have to be emotional because when we are poker face, we are not leaders. It's hard to be leader with poker face, right? Add emotions and you become much greater leader. So everybody knows about them, but little uses them, right? So that's why a lot of people are not good leaders. And what is important, it's start using these emotions. Because the foundation of leadership is really emotions. So let's watch this video.
Today, gentlemen, I've been honored to coach you. I'm more honored to take you into the field of battle. But there's another honor that's been bestowed upon you. And that is the mantle that comes with that question. Who am I? I am a champion. That's right. You need to remember that all through this game. I will conquer what has not been conquered. Defeat will not be in my creed. I will believe what others have doubted. I will always endeavor to uphold the esteem, honor, and respect of my team. I have trained my mind and my body will follow. Who am I? I am a champion. I will acknowledge the fact that my opponents do not expect me to win. But I will never surrender. Weakness will not be in my heart. I will look to my comrades and to those who have brought me to this world and those who have trained me. and I will draw strength from that. Who am I? I am a champion. I will gradually go out to the field of battle, and I will move in everything I can do. And I will reach my field of battle at any means at my disposal. And when I get there, I will ride violently. I will rip the heart from my enemy and leave it bleeding on the ground, because he cannot stop me. Who am I? I am a champion. To my side, I have comrades. Comrades that have been through me through thick and thin, through sacrifice, through blood, through sweat, through tears. Never will I let them fall. Never will I let them down. And I will never leave an enemy behind. Because our opponent does not know my heart. Who am I? I am a champion. No one will deny me. No one will define me. And no one will tell me who and what I am and can be. Belief will change my world. It has moved continents, it has moved countries, it has put man on the moon. And it will carry me through this battle. Who am I? I am a champion. Defeat, retreat, those are not in my words. I don't understand those definitions. I don't understand when things go wrong. I don't understand mistakes. But I do understand this. I understand victory, and I understand never surrendering. No matter how bad things go, my heart, my mind will carry my body when my limbs are too weak. Who am I? I am the champion. Today will be that day. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, right here, in your house and in your home. Who am I? I am the champion. History will remember me. I will not let worry about him being kind. I will define myself. I will write my own praises. And no one will tell me what I can never be. I will never go out not knowing I've given everything I've got. Because who am I? I am a champion. 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 Champions on these champions on 3, 1, 2, 3. Champions. Go get these boys.
So you can see emotions, they are very important, because without these emotions, this similar speech will worth nothing. Yeah, so what do you feel, right? So I'm feeling very energized. I feel some excitement, and I feel like I win this battle. So people who are true leaders are able to inspire and help manage our emotions. We can convince people by rational arguments and emotional arguments. But how is it more effective? I assume you already know the answer, that via emotions you may achieve even more. Like this situation during Ukrainian Revolution, and just one speech make great change. So let's watch this speech. Actually, unfortunately, this in Ukrainian, it's not translated into English, but I think you may feel the emotion.
Я вам скажу так. Ми прийшли сюди сотнею. Ми ні в якій організації. Ми звичайний народ України, який приїхав відстоювати права. Ми не зі секторів, не саморон, ми просто бойова сотня. І хочу вам сказати, що ми, прості люди, кажемо до наших політиків, які стоять за моєю спиною. Ніякий Янукович, ніякий цілий рік не буде президентом. Завтра до 10-ї години він має піти геть.
And actually, after that, this guy, Yanukovych, just left the company. Actually, he escaped not company, country. He escaped the country, right? So just because of one very emotional speech. Emotions is what convinces people, who then accept your rational arguments as well. Steve Jobs, he used emotions a lot in his presentations, and actually he relied on emotions and then just added small arguments. First iPhones, they were very, very simple. They were not competitive. But with his emotions, how he translated his emotions to the audience, people bought this iPhone, and then actually iPhone became more powerful and more well-organized with features. So I recommend you to take some exercise and try to remember two kinds of leaders. A leader who brings out your strengths, and a leader who has not brought out your strengths. Remember how you felt when you were around them, what these people usually said and did, how those around them felt. If you remember these two kind of leaders, you will find this leader in the left, they were emotional leaders. They were not passive leaders. They didn't use just arguments. And if you think about these leaders to the right, you will remember those leaders with no emotions that are very boring leaders, right? Very, I would say, rather managers than leaders. So the leader in the left column, she inspired me. He was fun. She made me feel like I was a part of something meaningful. He trusted me. They protected me when I needed. He taught me not to be afraid to take risks. She stimulated me with challenges, and she showed competence in some matters, but more often he just knew who to contact and how to get the task done. And in the leader in the right column, they picked on every little detail, micromanaging. They blamed us for failures. They were hostile and negative. Their words were repulsive, and we felt that we were only treated as staff and not as individuals, and they were self-centered. So you have an intuitive understanding of what constitutes outstanding leadership. Working with leaders and observing them, you already know how to be a good leader, right? So what observations said? Almost 50% of the representatives of the management level, according to the general opinion, do not bring any benefit to their enterprises. For the other 20 to 30 of executives, percent, there is at least one person who believes they are adding value. This means that you could remove 70 to 80% of your organization's executives from their positions and it would only contribute to the well-being of the organization. Let's watch another video about outstanding leadership and about creating a resonance.
It's smarter to travel in groups.
And another video. So as you can see, leadership is about resonance. Yep. So they synchronize with you, tune into your wavelengths. Usually top to bottom, what the standard bosses do, right? The boss dictates goals, views, tries to impose his points of view on all their subordinates. But great leaders, they build common ground. They don't just dictate, they don't communicate just one way. This is a quotation of Maya Angelou, which is very interesting and a very good example. I know from experience that students won't remember everything you told them, and they won't remember what you did, but they will remember for the rest of their lives how it made them feel. This is the effect of resonant leadership. Thinking about employees, it's absolutely the same. When you remember your leaders and managers, you will not remember their words and maybe even actions, but you will remember how you felt yourself with them. It's about resonant and dissonant leadership, right? There are mirror neurons in our head. When leaders behave in a positive way, in an inspiring way, it activates our mirror neurons, and we do the same. But if leaders, they are boring, they're negative, the same happening in our minds as well. Mirror neurons, they responsible for empathy. Activation in a fraction of a second happens. Lasts for a very long time. Activated when recalling resonant leaders and deactivated when recalling dissonant leaders. It's why it's very important to have very good resonant leaders in mind and try to copy their behavior, try to be in the same mood and in the same way. What kind of leadership does Generation Z needs? What they say? To me, a leader has to be someone who comes to serve. A leader who doesn't avoid working with his hands and isn't too proud to be with the people he leads. That's very important. Probably one thing we struggle with the authority figures, we just don't care about them. Trust is no longer given by default to an executive. Generation Z grew up in a world with a flat structure, can connect with any leader, like Greta Thunberg and Arnold Schwarzenegger was example, right? Arnold, actually, I've noticed very great leader, and he understands that it's not about being manager; it's about being a person rather than manager. Now, the homework: take a test to identify your talents. I recommend you to take Gallup, but if you want, you may choose one of these. Identify the top 5 talents and describe what talents and how you would utilize in your leadership role. This is it. Thank you for your attention. I'll be waiting for your homework and see you soon. Bye.